is ADD and ADHD Awareness Month, both of which impact many people.
Even if you haven't been diagnosed with either, there are a lot of important things you might want to know. And joining us to tell more about ADD and ADHD is Dr. Hayden Center of the University of Phoenix. He's a counseling core faculty member with the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences, and he joins us live this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Doing well, doing well. Tell us about the difference between ADD and ADHD.
Well, ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and that's the official diagnosis. ADD is used more in kind of the general public to really kind of describe some of the same behaviors. But it really boils down to having a hard time paying attention, which is a very, very necessary skill in modern society.
So how can people treat ADD or ADHD? I feel like the science around both of these instances have come such a long way since the late 90s, early 2000s, when it was just kind of like you throw Ritalin at it. You know, how different is this now?
Well, it is quite a bit different as we've learned more about the neuroscience of what's going on. And medication can be very, very helpful for many people that suffer from attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It's also true that there are a number of lifestyle changes that can be made that will improve the person's ability to deal with their environment and to deal with others. And so it's very important that people get an approach that includes not only medication, but counseling and learning skills about how to deal with it, how their brain works.
Yeah, let's talk about some of those lifestyle changes. What can people do individually that can help or hurt their situation?
Well, you know, one of the things that happens with people that have attention deficit disorder is that they need an environment that is orderly. A chaotic environment will cause them to be switching their attention all over the place, really, if you've ever experienced that or been with someone who suffers from ADHD. And so, you know, also kind of having order in their life, set schedules, those kinds of things can really help someone in their environment really kind of cope with their condition.
That makes sense to have that structure, kind of know what's coming. How do other conditions kind of come into play here? You know, does ADD ever lead to things like anxiety or depression? You know, how does this work with other facets of mental health?
Well, it's very, very important that children are recognized when they have this particular issue, because again, their environment is going to be giving them lots of messages about how effective they are. They're going to underperform in school. They may have difficulty in their interpersonal relationships, and that can certainly lead to anxiety, social anxiety disorder. And we do see a lot of children, especially those that are not adequately treated, that they will suffer from depression because they're going to be underperforming, and they can, you know, sometimes really have some strong interpersonal issues.
If I'm a relative or a friend of someone who's going through this, how can I help? How can people support folks who have ADD or ADHD?
Well, it does cause stress in the environment, and families that deal with this, you know, are going to have more support. And also, I think it's really important that we develop an accepting attitude that this is a neurological condition and that it can be successfully treated. It's how somebody's basically brain is wired. So having that attitude of let's do everything we can to support the family, to support the child, or even if it's an adolescent or an adult. And again, understand that this is a very, very prevalent issue.
All right. Well, Dr. Hayden Center, really appreciate your time here this morning. Thanks for talking about it here on AM Extra.
Well, thank you for letting me be here, and we want to spread the message.
Yeah, keep it going, no doubt about that. And again, to recap this full interview and to learn more about the University of Phoenix's College of Social and Behavioral Sciences, you can find all of that on coin.com.
Looking